welcome you to Madtown, where Ford Madison rounds out its home slate in arguably its biggest match of the season to date. It is Madison looking to keep pace in the playoff chase against a Players' Shield hopeful in Chattanooga Red Wolves. Tonight's match is presented by Dairyland Insurance. We say hello and welcome from Bree Stevens Field. I'm Sam Goldfarb, thrilled to bring you all of the action as you get your look at the USL League One table presented by Dairyland, a Ford Madison squad hoping to match the 3-point Charlotte achieved last night and keep pace in the playoff chase. A Chattanooga squad that is looking to reclaim top spot in the league and lock up a home playoff match in one fell swoop. A lot to play for here tonight in Madison. And it is a Ford Madison squad that has revitalized its season in the last 2 weeks. Back-to-back league victories for the first time all year entering tonight, and it started with their 1-0 victory at Westchester. It continued last Saturday at Portland, a difficult spot to play, but a 3-1 victory for the Mingos that was sealed by this late Garrett McLaughlin tap-in. A squad that was significantly adrift finds itself with renewed playoff hopes in the final month of the campaign. And a big reason for that has been this man, Derek Gebhard, their lone constant throughout a year that has been marred by injuries and inconsistency. Goals in the last 2 matches and ranking top 5 now in all of USL League One in goals. He is the key presence up top for the Mingos. Ford Madison's opposite number has been the picture of consistency all year long, but the last 3 matches, just 1 point and no goals in that span. A Chattanooga side that suffered back-to-back defeats before a scoreless draw with Greenville last weekend. Talking to Scott McKenzie, though, he says we're still creating at a high level. I'm optimistic about 5 of the 6 halves over the course of those last 3 games. It's now about finishing in front of goal. And a big man who could do that up top for the visitors tonight is the man who leads the line in Pedro Hernandez. 8 goals to his name. That ranks on the precipice of the top 10 in the league. And talking to Scott McKenzie, he mentions that yes, it is goal scoring by committee, but Hernandez, his ability up top to challenge in aerial duels despite his diminutive stature, as well as his work rate and pressing ability, has caused defenders nightmares at the back. We are just about set for kickoff in this crucial late-season tussle between Madison and Chattanooga. It is a must-win for the Mingos against a Chattanooga side that hopes to keep itself in the Players' Shield race. Stick with us, lineups and kickoff when we return next.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
We welcome you back to Madison. It is now time to get a look at our starting lineups presented by the Madison Concourse Hotel. And here is your look at Matt Glazer's 11. Just one change. It comes in midfield with Isaac Enking on international duty with Puerto Rico. He is replaced by Aiden Macias in the center of the park. The duo up top of Derek Gebhardt and Luca Torrado continues, and Wallace Lapsley still between the stakes with Bern Shipman not quite at 100%. On the opposite end of things, for Scott McKenzie's men, two changes following the scoreless draw against Greenville. They come in the midfield quartet. The big one of note, Hernandez is back as more of a deeper lying midfielder. Yanis Leline is also in the fold as well. That is the lineup for Scott McKenzie's side. Keep your eye on the goalkeeper, Jason Smith, who has kept a league-high 11 clean sheets. Well, this is the big one for both of these squads on opposite ends of the USL League One spectrum. For Chattanooga, it is about pursuing that first ever Players' Shield in a season where they were tipped to finish towards the bottom, overcoming all of those preseason expectations and doubts. On the opposite end, Madison hoping to keep itself within striking distance of the playoff line. Underway from Bree Stevens Field, Madison and Chattanooga. A tale as old as time and a new chapter in the storied history of this fixture. Sam Goldfarb taking you every step of the way on a overcast day in Madison, 65 degrees at a 5 p.m. local time kickoff. It is beautiful weather for football here in the Great Lakes region. Wessels goes down, and an early whistle from our referee. There's your look at Jason Smith. Leads the league in clean sheets as you get a look at our injury report presented by UW Health. Two officially out, Mitch Osman and Eddie Munjoma, the long-term absences for the Mingos. Omar Gomez is out tonight in the heart of defense, so he's replaced by Wynan Wessels in an outside center back role. So that is the lone major alteration of note for Scott McKenzie's side, a team that has been largely consistent in its personnel all year long. They look direct here. It is read well by Jake Kroll, who's making his 100th appearance for Madison tonight. Acosta. The only other major absence that wasn't officially reported but is a factor, Michael Knapp out for the season. So Matt Acosta's taken over that role as Iambila's cross comes in. Falls nicely for Omar Hernandez. And Aiden Macias there to break it up. Here is Dorado, who looks through for Gebhardt. Flag stays down for now. And this is Gebhardt bearing down on goal. Just forced out a play by Leline. Well defended by the in-season addition for Chattanooga. Well, he's always a threat, Derek Gebhardt. Goals in the last two matches. We spoke about him off the top. Now in appearance number 150. He's been the key presence for years across the pitch. As you get a look at the keys to the game presented by UPS. Incisive build-up for Madison is key. They'll be playing a low block-oriented side in Chattanooga, so getting things right tactically in the build will be key. Meanwhile, for Chattanooga, hunting like wolves on the counter has been the name of the game all year long. They do tend to suck the energy out of teams with their low block. If they can catch Madison lacking in transition, that will be where they're most successful. Murphy. What an unsung hero he's been for Matt Glazer's squad in a midfield that at one point during the year was depleted by injury. He was one of the few constants there. Dorado now. Cleared away by Declan Waters with relative aplomb. Well, talking to Matt Glazer, he mentioned how the last two matches, it was almost a departure from their usual style. This is a Madison side that ranks third in the league in average possession. You see the way they knock it about so methodically. They create overloads and danger. That's been the story of success throughout his 4 seasons at the helm. But the last 2 games, playing more pragmatically and vertically, less of the ball, more direct, and getting back-to-back victories as the offside flag is up against Jake Kroll. That has been an odd recipe for the Mingos. So you see Luca Dorado is a touch slow to return to his feet. Here tonight, though, Matt Glazer's preached adaptability. He said that this is a Chattanooga side that will play a low block. Actually, the referee blew up for that challenge from Wessels, and it's actually a free kick for Madison. After back-to-back weeks of playing a more vertical, counter-oriented style, Madison will have to completely rethink things preparation-wise and adjust back to its usual style of play. As Devin Boyce is one of the 2 over this for the Mingos. It is Boyce who hooks it to the back post. And only as far as Villader. Stabbed out of danger. There is your first glance at Wallace Lapsley. His 9th start of the year. He's gotten far more time than I'm sure Madison fans would have expected come the opening stages of the season, just due to ongoing injury issues to Burn Shipman. But it's the 5th start in the last 6 for Lapsley, and Matt Glazer says he feels he's fared well, and so they're in no real rush to force Shipman back into the fold due to back-to-back strong displays from Lapsley in particular. There's Ayambila for Chattanooga. Early cross in. Murphy is first to it as Hernandez lost his footing. Well, for those just joining us, we welcome you into Breese Stevens Field. The race to the playoffs in USL League One is ongoing and exciting. Madison right now trying to keep pace with the Charlotte side that took all 3 points from AV Alta at the death last night. Entered the evening 5 points south of the playoff line, but entered the week just 2 points off the pace. So if they can win tonight, they keep themselves within direct striking distance of the Jacks. When you look at the fixture list, it is far more favorable for Madison compared to their adversaries in Charlotte. As they win the match's first corner, presented by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is donating $50 to Ford Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project for each home corner kick taken by FMFC. And Boyce to take the first for the Mingos here, right in front of the flock. Always a party-like atmosphere here in Madison, and on the final home match of the season, packed to the gills here at Breese Stevens Field. It's taken short. Villader flips it in, falls nicely for Aiden Macias. Was forced just wide, and they'll settle for yet another corner. Well, another corner presented by Canopy Wealth Management. Boyce gets another crack at things. This time hooked in with in-swing. Nobody in pink there to greet it, though. It's a Chattanooga side that prides itself on its aerial duel winning ability and its sheer effort, especially at the back. Scott McKenzie this season pivoting to a more defensive-oriented posture, one that is far more vertical in its attempts to break. It's far different to the side we saw last season, and well, the results have followed. Playing a more comfortable style for Coach McKenzie and performing far better as a result. This ball in is stabbed away only as far as Dorado. Via Dare. Flashing cross and claimed comfortably by the 22-year-old Jason Smith. Well, fans, the USL and the CBS Sports Network closes out October with a Championship Western Conference showdown. Playoff-bound New Mexico United take on Oakland Roots SC Sunday, October 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. It is the fun time of year in USL Championship and USL League One, and when you look at the way both tables are shaking out, drama should ensue, especially in League One with how tight things could get. Dorado nearly runs this down. And it's picked up by Macias. Kroll. Squirted wide to Nico Brown. Who's played in a more converted wing-back role on loan from Lexington. And is far overcooked towards Villadare. We've spoken a little bit about the slight wobble for Chattanooga. This is a side that as recently as September 21st was in the midst of a 13-match league unbeaten run that had powered it comfortably atop the table, at one point 4 points clear in mid to late September and locking up that playoff berth following the 2-1 victory at Spokane in come-from-behind fashion. Since then, though, we spotlighted it off the top. Scoreless in their last 3. It's now a goal drought that inches closer to 300 minutes with each passing second. And while Scott McKenzie says the XG numbers are similar and he feels that they still created chances worthy of goals, I'm sure he'll be itching to see a couple fly in the back of the net tonight. So far his side has yet to get out of the blocks. Kroll, first time ball towards Villadare. Can't quite run this down. There is Scott McKenzie. He is an immediate contender for Coach of the Year in USL League One. We mentioned it moments ago. Last season, 3 of the league's top scorers in the likes of Rapapa Mensah, Maya Malongo, as well as Siobhan Marsh. And he completely overloads his roster into one that is more built around dual winning and physicality. And on paper, at the start of the season, this side was not expected to contend for anything other than maybe being on the fringes of the playoffs, but they have vastly overperformed that due to the way that his side has bought into the collective. He's spoken a lot about how his players have truly believed in this style of play, and as they've seen results follow, it's only gotten better and better. This is a team that right now is in the thick of the Players' Shield race, could climb back atop the table with a win tonight. And it just speaks to the wonderful job Scott McKenzie has done at not only bringing in the right players to fit his model, but also getting everyone to buy into this tactical system. And not to mention some of the pieces he's added in season, the likes of Yanis Leilin and Matthew Acosta, who have settled into regular starting roles the last 2 months. It's a project that has gotten off the ground fast for Chattanooga here in 2025 and has persisted throughout the campaign. Brown. Sprayed wide to Dorado. Loney from Birmingham Legion, who cuts inside on his right and rolls all the way back to Smith. We had a brace here a little over a month ago in that critical victory over Texoma, which wound up being a 3-0 thrashing. That was when he really started to kickstart his goal-scoring form. It's quite the compliment to Derek Gebhardt on that front line right now. Well, so far, so good for Madison. Knocking it about comfortably. Have had half chances. With Chattanooga, they are a threat to pop up at any moment. This is a side with the lowest share of average possession in league history at just over 35%. Scott McKenzie has mentioned that that is the least important stat to him. And when you look at the results and the goal-scoring numbers, it's hard to argue with them. They were inside the top 4 of the league before this recent goal-scoring run that continues to churn on. It's a side that doesn't need many chances to punish teams on the break. It is one that arguably is better when it is without the ball for prolonged spells of time, just due to how organized they are. There's Jason Ramos, who tries from afar. It's parried poorly. Dorado onto it and down in the area. It's won cleanly according to our official. Well, this is a moment Jason Smith might not want to watch back come the end of the match. It takes an awkward hop here from Jason Ramos, who just puts his laces through it. And ultimately, Smith parries it right into Dorado's path. Very fortunate that Wessels and company were there to back him up. Brown. Dancing past Diambila. Wins it back very nicely. Now Boyce. Always a danger whenever he steps onto it. He wins what should be a corner for Madison, and that it is. Another Canopy Wealth Management corner kick, the third inside the opening 20 minutes. And this time taken from the opposite flank, Damia Villader will be the man to whip it in. In-swinging ball, it's dangerous. Jason Ramos overzealous in his attempts to win that header. Fans, watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Charleston Battery take on Birmingham Legion FC on Saturday, October 25th at 5 p.m. Eastern on 2DN. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Just beyond the 15-minute threshold here at Breese Stevens Field in Madison, Wisconsin. Final home match of the season for Forward Madison, and arguably their biggest match of the season to date. A squad that is looking to match Charlotte's 3 points from Friday night and keep itself in direct striking distance in the playoff chase. Right now, Madison in the live table sits 9th on 33 points. If it were to end 0-0, it would finish the night 4 points south of the cut line. 3 points here. Well, it doesn't feel imperative. It does feel key to providing the flock with a sense of belief heading into those 2 matches away from home. Close out the campaign away at Omaha and then at Richmond in a Henny Derby that could decide their fate. Here's Kroll. Darts inside. Cross is stabbed away at the first sighted defense. Through these opening 15 and change, Chattanooga's hardly had a whiff of possession of note. Concentrated in their own half. They'll have more defending to do here. Dorado is offside though. He was one of the top goal scorers in the college soccer ranks during his time at UCF. 4-time All-Sun Belt first team selection. Scored 43 goals in 69 career appearances with the Knights. Can never truly carve out a spot in the lineup for Birmingham, though, in his first pro season. Ever since he's been loaned out to Madison, a revelation at times. 6 goals to his name in 19 league appearances. When you think about the goal-scoring woes that have plagued Madison this year, those numbers are definitely attractive. It's been himself and Gebhard leading the way these last few months. Kroll. Macias in a pocket of space now. This is Viader, a longtime USL Championship presence. He's also played in USL League One with Union Omaha in the past. Ramos. This is Dorado coming deeper to claim. Rounding Acosta as well. Dorado to the byline. Knocked out of play for yet another Madison corner. They continue to twist the screws. No true openings just yet, though. It is another Canopy Wealth Management corner kick. Make it 4 inside the opening 20 and change. 1/3 of which that Devin Boyce will take. And too much hand fighting in the area for our lead officials' liking. Atanyaya overseeing all of the proceedings tonight. Having a talking to with what appears to be Derek Gebhard and Pedro Hernandez. Take 2. Arcing in toward the near post. Took a final touch off Madison and just a goal kick. See Madison, they certainly look up for it. Have yet to find any true pockets of space in the area, though, with the exception of that errant parry from Smith that fell kindly for Dorado. That is the next step, turning that possession and control over matches into goals. It's been an issue that's haunted them all season. The least goals in the league with 28 in just 27 league matches. Did bang in 3 at Portland last week. This is problematic for Lapsley. Fell for Omar Hernandez. 2 players down, but the referee waves play on. Dorado. Is there space the other way now? Macias. And he'll knock it out of play now to give both injured players attention. This was certainly a chance. The press paying direct dividends here. Pedro Hernandez getting in the way, and then Omar Hernandez upended after the fact. There were half-hearted appeals after the fact as well. Ramon Lombardi was the most vocal. Right now, one of the top creative presences in this Red Wolves side is slow to return to his feet, as is Jake Kroll. Well, there's Matt Glazer, 4th-year head man at the helm of Forward Madison, guiding them into back-to-back postseasons after a prolonged period outside of the playoff field these last couple years. Last season, by far their best campaign, finishing third in USL League One, reaching the semifinals before being upset on penalties. Scott McKenzie is looking to do something no Chattanooga manager has done since 2022 and guide them on a deep playoff run. He's already secured their first postseason berth since that run to the final 3 years ago. Now the question is, can they push on and actually capture a league title for the first time in club history? It was heartbreak late at Tormented 2022, which doomed them to a runner-up finish. That Glazer side has never seen a final. As we've already mentioned, fell a penalty shootout short against Spokane on this very ground a year ago. He won't be hosting a playoff match. For him now, it's just about getting back there for the third straight year. Leffy wins a crunching challenge. The referee says it was won cleanly. Waters arcing it towards Iambila. The flick-on header is illicitly done, according to Atahanyaya. Dorado. Hunting the run of Gebhardt. Falls nicely for Macias, who's cleaned up all the mess in the center of the park thus far. This definitely looks more like Forward Madison's defined style. The three-back system, possession heavy, looking to pick out small semblances of space and exploit them. The question is, can they break down one of the more obdurate low blocks in the entirety of USL League One? It is a Chattanooga side that prides itself on its defensive solidity. As Yanis Leylin clattering into the back of Gebhardt. It is a foul, goes right over the top. Doesn't get very much of the ball, and Gebhardt is certainly the man that takes the brunt of the contact. Timmy Mell picks out Nico Brown. This is Macias. Still no way through this Chattanooga back five yet. Positive progression until the final third, but no true avenues to exploit just yet. Dorado. Poked away by Wynan Wessels, the converted center back this evening. Well, fans, Bear Insurance, a proud sponsor of Forward Madison FC, is based in Madison and has provided protection and peace of mind to businesses and individuals throughout the state of Wisconsin since 1928. No score as we inch towards the 30-minute threshold here at Bree Stevens Field, a historic venue that approaches its 100th year of existence next year. As of now, one-way traffic, but Madison yet to unlock Chattanooga, as you see Lombardi coming in with that late challenge on Nico Brown. Yet another set piece for the Red Wolves to contend with here. Murphy dinks it forward. Here's Gebhardt. Brown. Macias. Floating beyond challenges. And looking through for Derek Gebhardt, who's on to the end of it and rockets it right at Jason Smith. Not the first time they've truly broken through the heart of this Chattanooga defense, though. And unsurprisingly, Derek Gebhardt involved. Well, that's the first test Jason Smith has had to pass. Not called upon often, but solid when called upon, no doubt. A save rate that is just north of 67% on the year. While he ranks outside the top 10 in saves, he is the league's leader in clean sheets. Scott McKenzie at the beginning of the season saying that he's known Jason Smith for a while, brought him in with the expressed intention to start him, said he's willing to play through his mistakes and let him develop into one of the top goalkeepers in the league. It's proven to be a more than solid force between the sticks throughout the season for the Red Wolves. Omar Hernandez, a rare touch of the ball for him thus far. Chattanooga beginning to enjoy a bout of possession. It may have just immediately been neutralized. Viader is still slow to return to his feet. Yanis Leilin receiving a fierce talking to from Matan Yaya. A yellow card shown in the process. Well, that yellow card presented by Dairyland Insurance, the first of the match for either side. And it appears Yanis Leilin has talked himself into the book. Well, we've hit the 30-minute threshold. Still nothing to write directly home about chance-wise. Derek Gebhardt moments ago denied from point-blank range by Jason Smith, although it appeared the 22-year-old had all angles covered from the area at which he shot it. Chattanooga, one instance in which they disrupted Wallace Lapsley in the press, but otherwise, chances at a premium once again in this one. The longer this goes on with the scoreline 0-0, the more it favors Chattanooga. Because when tired legs sit in, start to exploit spaces in the press, and only really takes one chance for them to throw a dent in the best laid plans. Far side against Chattanooga. Ron Lombardi is displeased. One of those in-season additions for Chattanooga. In his case, it's a re-addition. Was with Chattanooga for multiple years before leaving the club last offseason. Rejoined, though, in late June of this year. You see just undercuts John Murphy Jr. here. He's a player that is so quick in transition moments and being deployed further upfield this season under Scott McKenzie. After playing more of a proper fullback, wingback role 2 years ago when he was last with Chattanooga, or spent last season with South Georgia Tormenta. Was a key piece in their 11 before being released in the offseason. This is floated wide to Brown. A heavy touch right into the path of Iambila. It's one back by Boyce. Went out of play before he did so. It is a long-standing history between these two clubs. Madison 7-5-7 all-time against Chattanooga Red Wolves, but this season have yet to beat them in either of their previous two fixtures. both in Chattanooga, a 1-1 draw in which they fell on penalties in the Jägermeister Cup in late May, and then fell at the death. Zaire Vasquez in the 94th minute in their only previous league meeting in early August. That part of Chattanooga's long 13-match unbeaten run in USL League One play that powered them toward the top of the table. It was a match in which it didn't take off until the final 35 minutes or so. Derek Gebhardt did equalize with 12 minutes to play, but Zaire Vasquez provided those late heroics to send CHI Memorial Stadium into a state of bedlam. It's been so many moments like that that have characterized Chattanooga's season. Resilience has been at the core of their DNA all year and instilled in this squad by Scott McKenzie. Matt Glazer understands the challenge they face. I mentioned it earlier, but the biggest word he used with me consistently on the phone this week was the word adaptability. Speaking about how they won their last 2 matches playing a deeper lying style, a more vertical and less risk-oriented style. But against Chattanooga, you can't really do that and win the game. Because Chattanooga is a squad that is built on its low block. You must press the issue. So the question now is, can they win playing their true identity that has been at pretty much synonymous with them for his 4-season tenure. At times, Matt Glazer's mentioned having to simplify things tactically just due to the sheer inconsistency of personnel throughout the year. Feels his squad continues to respond positively to all of the changes. Here's Kroll. Toronto was in an offside position, so he let it run. Inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. Still await one of these two sides to provide a decisive blow. One back by Murphy. This is Boyce, the former All-League first-teamer a year ago. One of many players that has experienced statistical drop-off just due to injury issues. He's played through a number of ailments this year. Did enjoy a very strong display at Portland a week ago and had an absolute worldie robbed from him in the late stages. Offside flag shot up. Now Ramos comes in very late on Pedro Hernandez. That yields him a yellow card. There's not a lot of room to protest this. It appeared excessive. See here, he throws the elbow out. There's no real room to protest, it must be said. First Madison man in the book thus far. A former longtime Chattanooga Red Wolf himself, Jason Ramos. Also played for Central Valley Fuego in the past. Now with Ford Madison after joining the club in late July on what initially was a 25-day contract. In many ways has filled that Mitch Osmond role for the Minkos, losing their captain in the early stages of the season. Ramos has been the big physical presence that they had been lacking throughout much of the late spring and early summer, and both Matt Glazer and the fan base alike has been pleased with his contributions thus far. Dorado. Awaiting support. Plays it well beyond Damia Villader. Omar Hernandez. A lovely switch towards Ayambila. Early cross, nodded away by Ramos. Falls to the feet of Gebhardt. Is there a late plot twist on the card in this first half? Macias. You wonder if the pace in the final third of the build just needs to increase a touch. So much time for Chattanooga to readjust its rotations and remain defensively sound. This ushered wide to Brown. Floats it in towards Villater. Cycled by Dorado. And Dorado with some space to shoot, and it rolls in! A colossal goal for Madison, who gets off the mark at the dying embers of the first half. 1-0. Sometimes better to be fortunate, and he may have been fortunate here. It knuckles devastatingly, and Smith is late to get down and stop it. Just bounces beyond him, and forward Madison nudges themselves in front on the stroke of halftime. Goal number 7 of the year for Luca Dorado, who joined on loan from Birmingham during the summer and has been a pivotal addition for an attack that lacked goals. He has provided them. Goal number 7 in all comps, 6 in league play. Excuse me, 7 in league play and all comps. And forward Madison, on the stroke of halftime, leads 1-0 courtesy of that Dairyland goal scored by Luca Dorado. A dominant goal scored during his time at the University of Central Florida. Never got the proper opportunity or run in the team he deserved throughout his rookie year with Birmingham. He's gotten that extended run with Madison and strikes at a key juncture of their final home match. Chattanooga now must come out of its shell, and now the match script certainly favors the Mingos. For those just joining us, Forward Madison leads 1-0, courtesy of Luca Dorado's 41st minute strike. Pedro Hernandez takes this right into the path of Lapsley. It's a textbook Luca Dorado finish as well. Just picks it up on the edge of the area, puts nasty bend and dip on it. And Jason Smith late to cover his far post. As this gives us a chance to tell you that Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Tail end of the first half, and the flock is in party mode, courtesy of Luca Dorado's 41st minute opener. First blood to the Mingos in arguably their biggest match of the year. You can't argue it's undeserved. Madison's been on the front foot. They just lacked that clear-cut opportunity. Once it presented itself, Dorado converted. You can have maybe spare a thought for the goalkeeper Smith. On a different day, probably covers that up comfortably, but misjudges the flight of the ball and pays the dearest of prices.
We were playing at the forward club downstairs after the game, so stop by. Thank you so much.
We have hit the final minute of the initial 45. And as things stand, Forward Madison will be the far happier of the two sides. Matt Glazer's men capitalizing on their prolonged period of dominance. Scott McKenzie's men, who have never truly grabbed a foothold in this one, now find themselves in desperate need of a retort. Murphy floats it towards the goal scorer, Dorado. Harris Smith. Won't be the first half of the 22-year-old's dreams. Nearly paid the price on a poor parry after the long-range effort from Jason Ramos. He does pay the price moments ago against Dorado's long-range effort. Leylin. Omar Hernandez sent tumbling. The first half stoppage time is presented by the Just Coffee Cooperative. It is 4 minutes of added time that separate us from intermission. First true set piece for Chattanooga all night. And Hernandez just bashes it into the back of Macias. What is a Chattanooga squad that is no doubt resilient? Fell behind at Spokane in their last league victory, the one that clinched a playoff berth. Salvaged not just a point, but all three from a losing position. So no stranger to falling behind. The question is, will they be able to respond here after a poor run of form by their lofty standards? Walefi. There is a Madison player still down. Appears it may be Derek Gebhardt as well as Nico Brown. Take another look at our instant replay presented by Dairyland. Declan Waters likely violates the law of the game there. Both Gebhardt and Brown appear to be content to continue, so a welcome sight for a Madison side that has dealt with their fair share of physical ailments this year. Well, it always is a fun atmosphere here in Madison. At Bree Stevens Field tonight, it's no different. A venue in Madison that is located just 8 blocks northeast of the Wisconsin Capitol building, opened in 1926, and since Forward Madison's creation ahead of the 2019 season, it has become one of the better venues in all of USL League One. Seats about 5,000 strong. You see the way the fans pack, especially the flock end in front of the goal where Dorado scored moments ago. This is one of the tougher venues to play for opposing squads throughout USL League One. Tonight is matching the atmosphere that made it a fortress for years. Leylin. Hernandez. Vertical ball towards Pedro Hernandez, who lost his footing in the area. Cleaned up well by Kroll. A lot for Atan Yaya to manage here. Now having a stern talking to with Omar Hernandez. or beyond the added 4 minutes. Likely about 30 to 40 seconds left to play still in this first half. It's beginning to get testy between these two established veterans in USL League One. Both beginning competition in the league's inaugural season in 2019. Boyce. And there is the halftime whistle. It was an opening 40 minutes of frustration for Madison, but Luca Torado put that all on the back burner with a 41st minute opener that just squirted beyond the reach of Jason Smith. And as of now, the Mingos keeping pace with Charlotte in the playoff chase. At halftime, our scoreline reads for Madison 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 0. Madison deserved leaders through 45 minutes, and on Jake Kroll's 100th career appearance for the club, his side in front at halftime. We will take a quick breather, hear from Bree Stevens Field, and when we return, a look throughout USL League One. Stick with us, a fun halftime show presented by Just Coffee Cooperative Beckoning.
Tomorrow isn't on the horizon, it's already here. At TrueStage, we've been building the future for nearly a century, empowering businesses to support their customers and members with what they need to thrive. Confidence in every step forward. With our range of simple and flexible financial solutions, we're not just ready for the future, we're shaping it, and we're helping you shape it too. Tomorrow isn't waiting, and neither should you. Learn more at TrueStage.com.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
We welcome you back to Madison. We're at halftime, presented by the Just Coffee Cooperative. The scoreline reads Madison 1, Chattanooga 0. The two sides separated by a Luca Torado strike in the 41st minute. It's time to get a look around USL League One, starting with our standout performers from Week 31. Here is your look at the team of the week. Nobody included from these two teams with the exception of Derek Gebhard, who received his second consecutive Team of the Week nod on Tuesday. And then as you look further throughout the squad, Stefano Pino and Prosper Kasim both included, as is Charlie Ostrom from Union Omaha, and then Carlos Marancio, our Player of the Week, after an exceptional display last Friday night at Charlotte. In terms of our Coach of the Month for September, it is Mark McKeever, who has guided South Georgia Tormenta right back into the playoff chase. A side that was significantly adrift from the top 8, now comfortably inside the playoff places ahead of its final 3 matches. What a job he has done. It's now time to get a look around the rest of the league, starting with our Goal of the Week and Save of the Week, and then a look around USL Stadium construction and the state of the new construction in the league.
Great play to get this forward from midfield. Madison cutting towards the 18, waves it off, an opportunity, cuts to the inside and fires this. What a finish in the 20th minute. It's 1-0 forward Madison. An absolute golazo for the Flamingos.
A big part of why this has been a shutout thus far. That shot is saved by Lalo Delgado. It somehow got through. For Kasim. Laid off to the top of the box! Vignal allows one into the box. Ors Navarro! High-class stuff from stellar Sergio Ors Navarro.
In the USL, shovels in the ground mean as much as scoring goals. And Sacramento Republic is on its way to transforming the city's rail yard district into a soccer palace. The same is happening in the Motor City, with Detroit City's new home clearing way for stadium construction. Miami FC has unveiled its future home in South Florida, while the Pittsburgh Riverhounds prepare for their stadium expansion, preserving one of the best views in all of sports. The growth is felt as well in League One, with expansion on the way for 2026. The scene changes daily at the site of Fort Wayne's new home, from clearing the area in early June to the sweet sight of concrete and steel in mid-September. All watched closely by Fort Wayne's Director of Communication, Justin Cohn.
Thousands of people literally drive past this thing every day. So how cool is it for everyone to get a chance to see this thing every single day get closer?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's ideally located for people going to and from work, or they're driving down to Indianapolis, and you're seeing it in really at a rapid pace come up. So you're really seeing a lot of the facade of what will be the stands start to come up.
I look at the renderings. First thing I notice is this gigantic video board. So give me some of the neat things about that, because this might be the best thing in League One for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard is something I'm really excited about. It'll be the second longest scoreboard in the entire state. So that means it eclipses an NFL stadium. You're going to have a lot of options at Fort Wayne FC Park in terms of watching the matches. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do with the scoreboard.
Fellow League One expansion club Boise is seeing its vision take shape as construction at the park at Expo, Idaho is full speed. And longtime League One club Greenville Triumph has kicked off construction at Bridgeway Station.
Leans back, hits one further! What a hit! Here's Wilson! He stays out, and the Roots have a lead!
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a loan off and take a loan for free. Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Not bad. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce. I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know? I can juggle. Justin. Justicia. Justice. 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 Justice from the ground. Justice from the ground up.
We welcome you back to Madison. We're at halftime, presented by Just Coffee Cooperative. Our scoreline reads Madison 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 0. It's time to continue our look around USL League One with the standout news and notes from this past week. Sarasota Paradise, the expansion club that is joining next year, appointing Mike Olivara as their first head coach ahead of next season's debut campaign. Meanwhile, Sofia Huerta also investing in another expansion club in Boise. Athletic Club Boise, one of the many new additions to the league next year. And then finally, a bevy of players called up to Trinidad's national team during their World Cup qualifying slate. In terms of the rest of the league and the action that is ongoing throughout USL League One this weekend, here is your look at the scores and upcoming schedule presented by Dairyland. On Friday night, 2 results of note. The big one concerning Madison fans, Charlotte's 3-2 victory over AB Alta, which effectively forces Madison to win tonight to keep pace. And then earlier today, Greenville dropping points against Omaha. That certainly helps out the hosts here. Later tonight, a couple matches to watch. The notable one, Spokane and Tormenta for Chattanooga fans in terms of the chase for a home playoff match. Here is your look at the live table presented by Dairyland as things currently stand. If this result were the hold, Ford Madison would move back up to 9th, where they began the weekend, just 2 points shy of the top 8. Meanwhile, Chattanooga would not reclaim its spot atop the table and would have to wait at least one more weekend to lock up a home playoff match. That is your look throughout the league. That is your look at how these results influence the table. And we will take another breather here from Madison when we return to look back at the first half that was from Breese Stevens Field.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person. With new vehicles arriving every day, your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
We welcome you back to Madison, where it's time to take a look at our first half highlights from Breese Stevens Field, presented by the Just Coffee Cooperative. A lot of half chances for Madison throughout the bulk of that first half. Jason Ramos got us started with an effort that was parried poorly by Jason Smith. Fortunate that didn't amount to much. And then on the other end of things, issues coping with the press from Wallace Lapsley. He's fortunate that deflection doesn't go into the back of his own net after Aaron Lombardi's pressure. But then throughout the rest of the first half, it was really one-way traffic. Ford Madison knocking it about, just searching for holes in this Chattanooga back line. For long periods of time, though, it was frustrating. Unable to truly create. Derek Gebhardt here denied from close range, but nothing that truly troubled Jason Smith. And then as the first half wore on, they continued to twist the screws, finally breaking through at the tail end of the first half. Luca Dorado cutting in on that right foot. Jason Smith gets down late as it knuckles underneath his grasp, and Madison opening the scoring in the closing stages of the first half. And when you look at our halftime statistics presented by Rhyme, you can't argue the lead's undeserved. A 6-1 shot advantage for Madison, 65% of the ball, and no shots on target from a Chattanooga side that never truly got out of the blocks in the first half. Well, a big 45 minutes on the cards for both of these clubs. Madison hoping to solidify what would be a monstrous 3 points in its final home match of the season, and they get us back underway from Breese Stevens Field on a night that grows increasingly chillier by the minute in the Midwest. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. It will be Madison now going left to right on your screen, Chattanooga from right to left. And a fast start already from the Mingos. It's ushered wide, cross in from Viader, and goes out of play for an early corner kick for the Mingos. Gives us a chance to tell you that Canopy Wealth Management is donating $50 to Ford Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project for every home corner kick taken by FMFC. Devin Boyce gets another bite at things. Had 3 early corner attempts within the first 20 minutes. Nothing came of them. We'll see if things change here. Hooked in within swing again. Cleared only as far as Brown. And Macias onto it. Fell kindly for Kroll, who bashed it well over the bar. Well, it was a shaky first half by Jason Smith standards. One of the more sure-handed presences in the league between the sticks, but had the issues with the parry and the long-range effort from Jason Ramos, and then, of course, on the goal, knuckles beyond his grasp. Maybe doesn't judge the flight of the ball perfectly. And that sees Chattanooga staring at a deficit. Lombardi. This is Acosta. As of now, the one Dorado strike separating the two sides. Can expect to see Scott McKenzie's side come out a lot more ferocious and aggressive to begin the second half. They understand what's at stake. There's heavy emphasis on winning the Players' Shield with Chattanooga as well. As this effort deflected, nearly reached Lombardi. Costa does just enough to keep this with Chattanooga. May have caught Gebhardt in the process. Hernandez. It is Omar Hernandez from afar, and it is right at Wallace Lapsley, who makes his first save of the match. More promising, though, from Chattanooga Red Wolves. Beginning to see signs of a pulse going forward, which is cutting edge they lacked in the opening 45. For those that are just rejoining us, we welcome you to Breese Stevens Field. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. Omar Hernandez is dealing with a considerable bit of pain here on the far side. He's been one of the top presences going forward all year long, 4th in the league in chances created entering the night. Something to monitor. Seems content to keep going, though. Nico Brown. And Vila gets in the way. Acosta nearly tracked it down. Instead, Macias with some space to run into. Boyce chips it towards Dorado. Nonchalant clearance for Mayan Vila. Back for Boyce. Referee waves play on. Looking through to Gebhard. Declan Waters gets in the way. Devin Boyce and Derek Gebhard, two of the brighter presences whenever they step onto it. Still waiting on Boyce to truly explode going forward this year. Finally has a run in the team that isn't affected by injury, which is a blessing for this time of year. Hernandez toward the byline. This comes towards Pedro Hernandez. Just the throw for Chattanooga. Is collected by Lapsley. It is a Chattanooga side that has gained the joint most points from a losing position this year. As Toronto loses this foot race with Declan Waters. So it is a side that has shown resilience all season long, and while this recent three-match stretch has been rockier, the 3-0 defeat at Omaha, 2-0 defeat as well at One Knox last week, they have shown an ability to battle back from losing positions this year. We'll come back to Luca Dorado, who's still prone on the pitch at the moment. Get another look here. It's an honest challenge from Declan Waters. Not much in it. May have just hit him in an unfortunate position around the rib cage. The lone goal scorer tonight for the Mingos is in a considerable bit of discomfort here. Well, fans, the stoppage gives us a chance to tell you that soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. And there is not a bad seat in the house at Breese Stevens Field. It is jam-packed, over 5,000 in attendance for Forward Madison's final home match of the season, and not an empty seat in sight at the moment. Just gives you a sense of the type of community this club has been able to build throughout its 7 years of existence now. It was an immediate attraction when it was announced in 2018. They have continued to pack this place with regularity ever since the start of their inaugural season the following year. Right now, though, there's a hush in the air. Some concern for Luca Dorado. He'll look to walk off. Pretty painful looking knock. Scott McKenzie with plenty to mull over at this point. His side is no stranger to not having the ball. But he says to me that efficiency is the key. It's what he looks for. Wants meaningful possession, and possession that leads to chances. And I don't think he characterized that first half as fitting that bill. Very little of the possession in Madison's third, and even less of that possession creating danger. And it does appear Madison's been forced into a slightly premature change. Dorado goes off. He's replaced by Garrett McLaughlin, one of the all-time leading goal scorers in USL League One history. That substitution presented by Festival Foods. First alteration for either side. Acosta, no stranger to having a pop, and he does so here. Right at Lapsley, though. Finally, with some work to do. Chattanooga already looking brighter in position to begin this second half. Change they made was for USL League One's third all-time leading goal scorer in Garrett McLaughlin, who announced himself to the world 2 years ago at North Carolina FC. Joined the club midway through last year, though, after struggling to break into the regular championship 11 with NCFC after the club made the leap to USL Championship ahead of 2024. I've seen his production fluctuate. Maybe hasn't hit the heights he hit in North Carolina, but did score the late dagger last week to wrap up the points at Portland. He's always dangerous at 27 years of age. Scored the second most goals in USL League One in 2022 as well, before following it up with a 9-goal, 7-assist campaign the following year. That his side won USL League One in 2023. Kinsner, former St. Louis City 2 player. Back for Waters, the Irishman. Chattanooga with the wind in it, sails a touch more. Omar Hernandez in space. Sprays it beyond the reach of our own Lombardi. Well, they continue to party in the flock. When you look at the scoreline, it's no surprise why. A comprehensive display in the first half. All that lacked was regular chance creation. And they capitalized on one of the few half chances of note they created. There's Dorado off the pitch now, so that's the lone somber moment that's come with it. As of now, all going according to plan for the Mingos. Macias is penalized for the late step. These are the moments where Chattanooga can ask considerable questions. It is one of the best set-piece sides in the league. Scott McKenzie priding himself and his team on their ability to win aerial duels in particular. Omar Hernandez. Cuts inside on his right. Effort deflected. Actually able to keep it from going out of play. When you look ahead at the upcoming schedules, we've already talked about the final two away from home for Madison in their playoff chase at a red-hot Omaha side before closing the season in a Henny Derby that could decide their fate at Richmond Kickers. A Richmond side that is already eliminated, but you'd feel they would relish in the opportunity to end Madison's season as well. Chattanooga, meanwhile, at Charlotte, and then against Westchester. A rather favorable conclusion to the season. It is a Charlotte team that ends its year with two very difficult matchups. That is why Madison fans feel particularly good about their ability to reach the postseason, especially should they win tonight. Leline toward the byline, sticks with it. May have run it out of play, but it did take a touch off of Villader first. So a Chattanooga corner. This is truly where they can pose problems. First corner of the night for Chattanooga Red Wolves. Can Chattanooga conjure at this critical juncture of the match. Omar Hernandez within swing, and it is right at laps late. It's an interesting approach from both clubs. In-swinging corners seems to be the go-to, especially in the current global footballing context. You test the goalkeeper, but many times you see it go too tight on opposing goalies. That has been the case tonight. Well, logic would suggest a ball arcing towards the goal on a corner would be more dangerous. Numbers globally don't exactly back that up. We inch towards the hour mark. It is still Toronto's 40th minute difference maker, which separates these two entities. Ford Madison has not beaten Chattanooga Red Wolves this year. They did take 3 of 4 against Chattanooga a year ago, though. As of now, Luca Toronto has them in position to do just that. Would be a painful blow for Chattanooga, a side that may see its player shield hopes slip further outside its reach, especially given Knoxville's recent form. Still time to change things, though. Acosta. Wessels, former Gardner-Webb man, who played in the second round of the NCAA tournament a year ago around this time. Omar Hernandez's cross, and yet another corner beckoning for Chattanooga. This time taken short. Run down well by Mel. Space now for Brown to break. And charging ahead. Upended by Iambila, and it was won cleanly. When you talk to both coaches, they said attacking transitions would be a massive difference-making point in this tussle. It's rare you see Madison be able to get out and break, given the way Chattanooga is so organized, but you have to give credit to Jordan Iambila, who recovers well here with his pace and power. And then Matty Acosta doing just enough to win the free kick. Nico Brown is that outlet, though, on the break. A few times Madison has chances to send numbers forward with impunity. He'll be one of the few involved. Boyce loses out. And fouls Iambila. Maybe caution here as well. And the yellow card is out. That is not a decision the fans here inside Breese Stevens Field appreciate. Boyce second best here. And then he races to try and win it back. Does trot on Iambila's foot. That's likely what draws a referee's ire. Well, that appeared more bang-bang than it may have looked to Atan Yaya. Different day. That's maybe just a whistle and nothing more. It's Walefi and Omar Hernandez once again in the vicinity, and now just the latter. Not the finest of deliveries. Boyce turns on the afterburners now for Madison. Murphy. More numbers joining the attack now for the Mingos. Boyce. Free Every time he touches it in a pocket of space, he's a threat to cause problems. This knock forward, Macias is onside. Cuts it back across. He knocks it on to Kroll, who supplied Dorado's opener. And this an inviting cross in towards Gebhardt. Right at Smith, though. See that role he plays as an outside center back. Confident as a ball-possessing defender. Key to this system functioning to its highest capability. Lean's effort blocked. Costa. They lean again. Now you see Chattanooga really grabbing this match by the scruff of the neck. They understand it will take more initiative to salvage something from this. Flick on towards Leline, who cannot run it down in time. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL MLS Premier League and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Just under 25 minutes remaining of the initial 90, and still a 1-0 advantage for Forward Madison in a match that they desperately pursue 3 points in. A goal scored by Luca Dorado in the 40th minute. Right now they lead. Players Shield hopefuls and Chattanooga Red Wolves, who are staring at a 4th consecutive match scoreless as things stand. Entered tonight, 272 minutes without a goal. That number has extended to nearly 340 now. Russell's not on the same wavelength as his counterpart in Hernandez. Chattanooga understands that changes are required. Toby John Hope and Grayson Mercer set to enter. And oddly enough, Pedro Hernandez will vacate. Top scorer hasn't had the desired impact. He exits for the bigger, more physical Mercer. Meanwhile, in addition to that, Matty Acosta exits for Toby John Hope. So that likely affords Wynan Wessels the ability to slot back into his natural center midfield role. Both substitutions presented by Festival of Foods. It is Mercer for Pedro Hernandez, John Hope for Matt Acosta. Grayson Mercer is a big physical forward presence. Someone who's 6'2", 24 years of age, from Utah, played for Park City Red Wolves, which is the USL 2 and UPSL affiliate of Chattanooga. And Scott McKenzie said that during his time there, he was regarded with the nickname Beast because he was such a physical threat. Has had his moments going forward this year, but still has yet to produce a first professional goal for Chattanooga since signing. Did grapple with an early season injury shortly after signing his first pro deal, so didn't really work into the fold truly until the summertime. Kroll continuing his run here. This one back by Leline. And now you see Wessels back into that center midfield role. John Hope is in the outside center back spot. Lombardi continuing his run. Just muscled off it by Murphy. Grayson Mercer, after his time with Park City, did enjoy an accomplished college career at Western Michigan. Was Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete second team after scoring 8 goals last fall. Scott McKenzie saying that he needs to translate those physical attributes more consistently to the professional game, though. That's the primary goal for him going forward here. Plenty of physical gifts. It's now about utilizing them to the best of his ability. Gebhardt. Snatched back by Walefi. This is Leilin. Final 20 minutes now from Madison. Chattanooga still chasing it. The longer this remains 1-0, the more nerves set in for the home faithful. Sun setting here in Madtown, hoping the sun won't start to set on their playoff hopes. Wessels. Kinsner. Iambila. Early cross from Kinsner. It's towards Mercer. Well beyond him. Not only as far as Leilin, though. It just loses out to Boyce. Gebhardt rocketing the other direction. Murphy. This is McLaughlin. Now numbers for Madison. Really enjoying a bout of control we haven't seen much in the second half. Boyce. Murphy. Switch of the play to Brown. Methodical once again from Madison. Malefi. There's Omar Hernandez for Chattanooga. Former Mercer product who also played at Wake Forest during his college days. He was Georgia's Gatorade Player of the Year during his high school career as well. Draws two defenders here. Chattanooga does win a set piece in a very dangerous spot. Yanis Leilin creating the danger. Effectively has the feel of a makeshift corner. You see Leilin here drawing both Viadaire and Boyce. The second he feels contact, doing well to sell it. Tell you what, it does appear Boyce actually wins that cleanly. I don't think Chattanooga will be complaining about the errant nature of the decision, allegedly. Omar Hernandez. What can he cause with this wand of a left boot? Toward the near post. Flick-on header is well over the bar. No issues for Lapsley. Did take a final touch off Madison, though. Wine and Wessels has been a threat from scenarios like these. 4 assists to his name, including 3 in rapid succession in the early stages of August. His first corner within swing to the near post again. Still loose, and the foul against Chattanooga. Madison can alleviate pressure, and we can let you know that eFootball is here. Live your dream, rent your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. 4 changes for Chattanooga. This time it is a new addition in the form of Joshua Ramos, a wing-back presence who replaces Omar Hernandez on the right-hand side. That is an interesting swap from Scott McKenzie. An out-and-out wing-back in Ramos, replacing a true winger in Hernandez. I wonder how this may shift the shape, so to speak. Both Leline and Ramos on that far side now. We've highlighted the stakes throughout the night. If this holds, Forward Madison reclaims 9th position, and they'll be just 2 points shy of Charlotte, matching their result from last night against AV Alta. That would put them in a position with a more favorable fixture list to potentially sneak into the top 8, especially when you think about the current form that Charlotte has sported. Prior to that victory last night, it was 2 wins in 15 across all competitions. As we mentioned, those closing 2 fixtures are not favorable by any means. One of them coming against Chattanooga 6 days from today before they end the season at FC Naples, which is one of the more tough spots to play in the league, especially among the expansion clubs. It may become a moot point if Madison can't hold on here. Macias, referee plays advantage, and he boots this towards Gebhard, who's chasing, and Gebhard latches onto it, looking to wrap up the points. It's still Gebhard who finishes it off. Goals in 3 straight, and it maybe wins in 3 straight for Madison. Mr. Madison, on appearance number 150, may have just sealed 3 crucial points for Madison's quest to return to the playoffs. Just sticks with it, cuts inside, and then bashes it beyond Jason Smith. And it is a full party here at Breese Stevens. Madison 2, Chattanooga 0. Goal number 11 of the league slate for Derek Gebhard. A 3rd consecutive match with a goal. He has almost single-handedly fueled this win streak that may well continue here tonight. He has stepped up as the captain, the quiet, unassuming leader in the absence of Mitch Osman throughout the bulk of the year. And he provides yet another goal presented by Dairyland that may have just sealed the points for the Mingos in the late stages. Matt Glazer has raved about his versatility, his willingness to set aside personal aspirations to do whatever is the best for this club throughout his tenure under especially Matt Glazer's tutelage. Playing wing-back as recently as 2 years ago, bouncing across the pitch last year, and now settling into a center forward role where he has blossomed goal-scoring wise. We spotlighted him off the top. One of the few constants in a season plagued by turmoil, personnel-wise, injury-wise, results-wise. You always know what you'll get from him, according to Matt Glazer. And what they've gotten from him is another goal tonight. If Chattanooga is to salvage anything, they'll have to get going forward in a hurry. But with the way this has unfolded, that seems to be an unlikely state of affairs, at least as of now. Kinsner. Flicked along to Lombardi. Flips it back across. Macias there to break up the action. And this could all spill over now. Boyce. This time Waters is there to cut it out at the source. Ramos, the substitute, with his first true touch. Walefi. McLaughlin did not win that legally, according to our referee. And as we float towards the final 10 minutes, these are the circumstances in which Chattanooga must turn up. First and second balls, the name of the game from here on out. Knockdowns, flick-ons. They can create a cacophony of those. Maybe they'll make it very nervy for their host late. Wessels is one of the two in the vicinity. Aaron Lombardi is the other. And out is just Wessels. It is flicked along. Lombardi got a touch. Waters nods out of play. More changes coming, and they come for Madison. Juan Galindrez, one of the many players with a decorated goal-scoring history in USL League One, and a former Chattanooga Red Wolf, entering for Derek Gebhardt, the captain and goal scorer who receives a deserved standing ovation from the flock. Dean Bolts, also the former University of Wisconsin man, set to enter as well. Both changes presented by Festival Foods, as Derek Gebhardt can bask in the glory of home acclaim in Madison's final match at Bree Stevens this year. Bolts for Macias, Galindrez for Gebhardt. And then changes now coming for Chattanooga as well. Zaire Vasquez and Matt Bentley. It is all-out attack now from Scott McKenzie and company. Walefi, one of the two to exit. Those changes will take place in a matter of moments. It would take something Herculean for Chattanooga to get a result here tonight, especially with the way Madison has played a comprehensive performance throughout 80 minutes and beyond. And devastating in their 2 moments of glaring opportunity. Bentley is also getting set to enter. Ramos pounds it forward towards Bolts. Can't keep this in play. Now it's a matter of when the fourth official waves the subs on for Chattanooga. And they'll take place now. Vasquez and Bentley entering. Vasquez broke Madison hearts the last time these two sides met in early August, scored that late winner. He replaces Walefi, and Eric Kinsner, a center back, is now off for Matt Bentley. So no doubt about the intention behind these changes. 2 out-and-out forwards in place of a defensive midfielder and a center back. May even suggest a change in shape now from Chattanooga. Wessels puts this in the quarter of uncertainty. It's flicked along towards Bentley. Now heads towards Mercer. Bolts in the thick of it, and Galindrez heads clear for now. Only as far as Ramos, though. Another cross in. It will be an aerial onslaught from here on out from Chattanooga. It will truly test the solidity of Madison's center back trio. That is daring from Lapsley, but it pays dividends. Well, fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Closing stages of this one. And as things stand for Madison, a 2-0 lead in a match it felt it had to have entering the night. Luca Dorado at the tail end of the first half, and Derek Gebhard in the 76th minute, providing what is in line to be the final blow. Chattanooga has more injury concerns to evaluate here. See Wine and Wessels going up for it, undercut by Galindrez. He landed very awkwardly at that. Difficult night for the men from Chattanooga. Scott McKenzie saying that over the course of what is a 3-match winless run and a scoreless run at that, he felt he was happy with 5 of the 6 halves that were played. Said the first half at against Omaha was not acceptable 2 weeks ago. Said with the exception of 2 mistakes made at One Knox last Wednesday night, though, he felt his side performed very well and was in line to claim at least a draw from that fixture. Those 2 moments prevented them from claiming anything. Against Greenville, was impressed with the return to form defensively, but still felt they needed to finish a bit better. Here tonight, unlocked twice. The opener by a slight goalkeeping mishap, and the second just by individual brilliance from Gebhard. Going forward, they were better in this second half, but never truly troubled Lapsley. And as they continue their quest for the Players' Shield, we'll be back to the drawing board at the tail end of the season. John Hope's cross in, may not be done just yet. That just floats comfortably wide. You see the fans in the flock. Lightsabers out in full effect. The party is on in Madtown. And on Fan Appreciation Night, 5,000 strong, celebrating what should be a major 3 points in the final month of the season. It is one of the best fan bases throughout the league, and it is one that has not disappointed in their final chance to view their club in person on home soil. Gebhard, excuse me, that's McLaughlin. Wine and Wessels there to clean it up. Bentley giving chase. Vasquez. All the Lombardi is stabbed out of danger. More throw from Chattanooga, and you'd maybe fancy a long throw here. Any chance to manufacture knockdowns and second balls will be welcome for Scott McKenzie and company. There is some tension in Madison's penalty area. John Murphy once again at the center of it. No stranger to a confrontation, number 6 in pink. He's been one of the unsung stars of Madison's season to date. Vasquez. Low cross. Doesn't clear the first line of defense, though. Ramos. Tries to link with Leilin. Viader is there. Ramos wins a free kick. Inside the final 90 seconds of the initial 90. Chattanooga won't go down without a fight. It's been the story of their season, constantly scrapping, constantly clawing for results, and getting them more often than not. Would take a lot to change the trajectory here, though. Aaron Lombardi standing over it. It is a crowd in the area for Wallace Lapsley. Still barking out last-minute instructions to his two-man wall. Devin Boyce happy to acquiesce. Near post, it's delivered and knocked in. There is life for Chattanooga. They've pulled one back on 90 minutes. It won't be routine for Madison. They pin Lapsley at his near post. It's a question of who gets the final touch, but it doesn't matter in reality. It just matters that it's gone in. Chattanooga has found a late lifeline. And as we enter stoppage time presented by the Just Coffee Cooperative, there may be late nerves on the cards for Madison. Official report is Yanis Leline, who has struck for Chattanooga. That is what's being said in the venue. Now Lombardi pushing on. This cross in. Chattanooga with renewed life now. Well, if that is Leline, that is his third goal of the season. Big time for it as well. Ian Biela's cross now. John Hope chips it forward. It's dangerous. Bentley got his head to it, but Lapsley there to cover it up. Well, if you are just joining us, late drama on the cards. As things stand, Chattanooga has pulled one back, a set piece in which they got a near post header that floated well beyond Wallace Lapsley, being credited as things stand to Yanis Leline, who has provided late life for the visitors. Goal presented by Dairyland Insurance. We suddenly have a testy one on the cards in the closing stages. It was never going to be straightforward, was it? Especially against the Chattanooga side renowned for its resilience. We have a difference of fourth official opinion and official statistical opinion on who scored the goal. Fourth official in the venue credited it to Yanis Leline. The statistics officially show Joshua Ramos as scoring, but again, either way, the primary thing that matters is Chattanooga is on the board. Approaching the midway point of stoppage time. It is not done and dusted just yet. Flick on towards Lombardi. Brown is there to knock away. The whistle sounds against Madison. A late yellow shown to Juan Galindrez. Wessels floats this forward. Lapsley off his line to punch away. Well, that goal snapped a goalless drought that had exceeded 360 minutes for Chattanooga. Their first goal in 4 matches. Late life now for the visitors. Still with work to do though. Ramos. Villader gets his boot in the mix. Wessels. Flicked on towards John Hope. Cross stabbed away, and he was offside anyways. Two minutes remain of stoppage time. Madison was cruising. Derek Gebhardt providing the second in the 76th. But on the fringes of stoppage time, Chattanooga firing right back. Set piece led to a convoluted convoy of white kits, one of which got a touch to it to pull Chattanooga back into it. Officially being reported as Joshua Ramos on our stats. Lapsley secures. We are now inside the final minute of the added 7. Madison, no doubt, looking to head to the corner flag. Galindres holds it up brilliantly. And now Boyce in space, floats it forward to Dean Bolts, who runs towards the corner flag, unsurprisingly. Trying to entangle himself from 2 defenders. Didn't quite come off. Leylin. Vasquez. Bentley. And now one final foray forward from Chattanooga. Here's the cross in. It's dangerous. Lapsley spills it and gets it at the second time of asking. Iambila and Bentley both in the vicinity. But Wallace Lapsley does just enough. This was the chance. What a cross it was, right into the quarter of uncertainty. Lapsley doesn't do great with it, but manages to just outmuscle Iambila and Bentley and pounce upon it. We are now beyond the 7 minutes. All eyes on our lead official. There is the full-time whistle. Chattanooga falls in Madison. Matt Glazer's men secure a desperately coveted 3 points for a 3rd consecutive victory. And they move just 2 points shy of the playoff line. Goals from Luca Dorado and Derek Gebhardt on either side of halftime powered the Mingos comfortably in front. There was late drama after a goal that is being officially credited to Joshua Ramos in the 90th minute. But that man, as things stand, Derek Gebhardt, our man of the match, presented by Festival Foods. His goal is the official winner in the dying embers. Scored in the 76th minute. At the time, it seemed he had wrapped things up rather comfortably, just weaving through 2 Chattanooga defenders to drive it beyond Jason Smith. Our play of the match, presented by Dairyland Insurance, is that second goal from Derek Gebhardt. What a moment that sent the flock into a state of bedlam and powered Madison to a much-needed 3 points as they continue their quest up towards the playoff line. Things finish here in Madison, a 2-1 scoreline in favor of the Mingos, a 3rd consecutive victory for the first time all season to keep themselves within direct striking distance of the top 8. We'll step aside here. When we return, a look back at the 90 minutes that just transpired here from Breese Stevens Field. Stick with us.
Tomorrow isn't on the horizon, it's already here. At TrueStage, we've been building the future for nearly a century, empowering businesses to support their customers and members with what they need to thrive. Confidence in every step forward. With our range of simple and flexible financial solutions, we're not just ready for the future, we're shaping it, and we're helping you shape it too. Tomorrow isn't waiting, and neither should you. Learn more at TrueStage.com.
We welcome you back here from Madison, where it is a party in front of the flock. Forward Madison, in their final home match of the season, secures all 3 points over Players Shield hopefuls in Chattanooga to keep themselves in the playoff chase at the tail end of the USL League One campaign. It's time to get a look at all of the standout moments from what turned out to be a fun 90 minutes from Breese Stevens Field. Our full-time highlights presented by the Just Coffee Cooperative, and Luca Dorado got Madison off to a flying start. An effort that knuckled underneath the grasp of Jason Smith just on the 40-minute threshold to power the Mingos in front shortly before intermission. And then they would double the lead shortly or towards the end of the match. Well after halftime in the 75th minute, Derek Gebhardt racing forward, winning this foot race against 2 Chattanooga defenders and just darting inside both of them and powering it beyond Jason Smith. A tremendous individual effort for Derek Gebhardt's 11th goal of the year. That eventually wound up being the winner. It looked like Madison would cruise. There was late drama, though, on the cards following this magical moment from Mr. Madison. Just on the stroke of 90 minutes. This in-swinging ball from the free kick. It was a question of who got the final touch, officially credited to Joshua Ramos, who found the back of the net on the precipice of the 90-minute threshold and pulled Chattanooga within striking distance. But unfortunately, for Chattanooga, could not conjure another opportunity, and they fell by a 2-1 scoreline. Your full-time stats presented by Rhyme, they are as follows. Madison, the possession edge despite an improved display from Chattanooga in the second half. Chattanooga actually out shooting Madison, but Madison far more clinical and far more devastating with their 9 shots, putting 2/3 of them on target in a deserved 2-1 triumph. Well, that is where things wrap up from Breese Stevens Field on the final home match of the season. Forward Madison with a much-needed 3 points. 2-1 victors here from Madtown as they keep themselves in direct striking distance of the top 8. For our terrific crew from Madison, I'm Sam Goldfarb saying so long where it finishes. Forward Madison 2, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.